So often I get asked about twin flames, soulmates. So let me explain it to you how I see it as an energy. So once upon a time, as time doesn't exist, we were all one thing. So refer to the laws of one as this. Now, this one thing decides to divide. So it splits off into two things. These are the original soulmates and twin flames in a way, if you want to say it. Before that, it was a combination. So this is the sacred pair, the divine marriage. These are the couple that are below the father, it's sometimes referred to. So the divine couple, the first pair. So let's call this one and let's call this two. So most people will even fall into the one or two category. Ones are going to be more passionately attracted to twos. They will have more secure attraction to ones. Twos, basically the same. So mind you, up here, we're still not human. We are still high energy. I don't even call this deities yet. We're still in energy form. So this energy splits and this energy splits. So here, right? These two right here and these two right here, that would be, so these would be soulmates. These would be soulmates. This and this would be a twin flame energy. This and this would be a twin flame energy. However, this is also a twin flame energy because it's twinning. So you have to understand this on a spectrum. So when you're splitting and opposing, creating the magnetic opposites, you are creating a attraction that is like a passionate. When you're on the same side, you are getting an attraction that is more stable, more foundational. All right? You still following me? Now, as we go down, these are going to continue to split and to split infinitely. I mean, basically, we'll just say for a very long time, this is what goes on and on and on, if you could imagine it. All right. And as you see, I mean, it starts getting a little, distorted. Things get a little crisscrossy and, and up here, we're still, let's say above this line, and it's a lot more levels than this that I'm going to draw out. My hand would hurt. But above this line, let's say we are energy form. Okay. Now, let's say we get down below this line. These splits are all happening. And now we're finally getting in human form. Now, even in human form, there are soul splits. So like, if you think about it, this one soul up here, if you consider this the soul, the big soul, is operating all of these humans. All right. This soul right here from the original twin flame soulmate pair is operating like half of these, and this one the other half. So they are finding attraction in each other on different levels of stability and passion. So if you get too much of a twin flame type of connection, you're not going to have a good earth relationship, most likely, because it's going to create a lot of conflict because it's too much twinning. Same thing as if you get one that's too much of a soulmate energy on soulmate energy, it's going to get a little bit too monotonous and it's going to feel boring and you're going to serotonin seek. Now, how this attraction and everything works is when we're down here as people, right? Let's say this little entity right here, right? It's an entity. It's not on earth. It's not living a human life, but it's operating a few of these beings down here on a higher level. Some people call them guides, some people call them deities, whatever you want to call them. But we are all one at the highest. And this is what I channel and live through. But there are different differentiations, and this is where I branch off and get spirit messages from. And people who are past, you communicate with these higher forms of them because they no longer have the body in life. Now, see what's happening when we fall in and out of love and we're like, oh, are they my soulmate? Are they my twin flame? Why do I love this person and now I don't love this person? Then I love this person. Because down here is humans. There are different levels of humans, okay? So let's say these levels of humans have really clear vessels. They talk about Solomon's Tower, talks about this. Solomon's Temple, I'm sorry. Same difference, but the Holy Temple is the body. So the clearer you can keep the body from distorting the soul, the more of these entities you can hold. And that's what animates you in consciousness. So if you can completely clear your vessel, you can hold the consciousness of the one. And therefore, the one is the soulmate and the twin flame to everybody. Therefore, many people will be attracted to you. Now, let's say if you're a one and you're a person here and you have a very clear vessel, you can hold the consciousness of the one. Now, if you hold the consciousness of the one, all the twos are going to be magnetized to you. All the ones are going to feel secure and aligned with you. Do you see what I mean? But if you are a lower level human, and let's say you have distortions, you have issues, you're taking in things that are distorting your body, they're distorting your vision. And this can include traumatized stress, other people's energy. It doesn't just have to be the obvious. But let's say you're one of these people that are existing down here on these levels. You have a lot of distortions. So you can probably only take on the consciousness of one of these little lower level beings here, right? So you're holding the consciousness of that. So therefore, only these down here that can hold the consciousness of these are going to really want to deal with you. These people up here are going to see that and recognize that is, it's kind of like if two people try to play tic-tac-toe and they're well-educated people, no one's really gonna win because, because I played myself. But no one's really gonna win if it's two intelligent people. So they don't even want to involve themselves in that game. These people up here are very, very aware. They may not be aware of everything that comes up here fully, but they are aware that this down here is not it. They know that that is not really reality, that is distortion. And when you're on these higher levels of humanity, not saying that anyone's better than anyone else. It has to do with distortions in the body, some of which are already in our body when we're born in here. So it's not always to blame the person, because who is the person? We are all this one consciousness. So we are all operating off this one, they call it Christ consciousness. This consciousness is what animates all of us, no matter which level we are on. Some of our bodies just do not distort that consciousness as much as others. So if you have a clear filter, that consciousness can flow through you clearer. Therefore, it's more recognized by other people who have the clearer filter, because the one recognizes the one. Then you can kind of have healthy relationships on the 1 and 2 level, where you have these passions and attractions and even foundational fulfillments, without feeling the need to have a partner fill holes that you should be filling yourself. And that's what this is down here. When you're down here on these levels and you're distorted and you're not even finding yourself, you know that all of you, because you're this, can't fit into this because you have distortions. So you are constantly searching for the other parts of that. And that's why people down here a lot of times can be toxic, because they like to interact. They say misery loves company. It spreads it around. But as you clear those distortions, you move up. And yes, we move up past this line, all the way up past this line. And you don't have to pass away to do it. This is what they call transcending death to Christ consciousness. And we'll talk more about that later. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Love you guys.